Sabrina Hahn and I've popped down to Ellenbrook to give people a hand on how to create a beautiful water-wise garden that not only is suitable for the environment but will have nature knocking at their door. Over the next few minutes I'm going to show you exactly how to create a beautiful garden and have a garden that you will love to come out and enjoy. Looking at this, you could think you're standing in the Sahara Desert, but I'm going to show you a step-by-step method of how to turn this gutless white sand into a fabulous growing medium for all our native plants. Basically, we're going to do a cake mix. So, take half a wheelbarrow of the gutless sand you've just dug out. We're going to add a little bit of compost, a little bit of wetting agent, an amount of bentonite clay, and some slow release fertiliser like blood and bone. Now you don't need to put a lot in, it's only a small amount because our plants are recommended to grow in sandy soil. So for half a wheelbarrow of sand we're going to put in half a bucket of compost, about 1 cup of wetting agent, 1 cup of bentonite clay and a little handful of blood and bone. Now we have to turn our cake mix. Make sure you do it thoroughly. It needs to be mixed all the way through because this is what's going to get our plant roots down to a deeper level and make them grow strong and a little bit faster than they normally would do. So you can see that the colour's actually changed already. Right, we have to water our cake. Now you can see that it's absorbing the water. If this was just straight sand, the water would actually peel off and not penetrate. So once it's had a bit of water, turn it again. So that is ready to go into the hole to start creating a beautiful garden. So we've dug our lovely big hole. I've actually dug this twice the depth of the pot because I want to put as much as a good old cake mix as we can to get it off to a really good start. Now before you plant out, it's really important to wet the hole because you want the plant going into the best condition it can possibly get, and it means that the root system won't be stressed when it gets planted straight away. I've chosen a Pamelia. They're a really fabulous coastal plant. They work in free draining soils and they don't mind the really hot summers. You've got to be careful about plant selection. So if you live in the coastal strip, you really need coastal plants that love these free draining soils. For the infill, we're going to use some of the gutless sand we've just dug out and we'll mix that 50-50 with our cake mix. So press down nice and firmly. Make sure the whole root mass is covered, and you'll notice that I'm actually putting it in a well. Now the reason we do this is we want the water to penetrate down to the root zone. If you live up in around Byford where you're in clay soils, you do the opposite. You actually mound the plants so the water drains off. Our final step is mulch. Always choose a mulch that is very, very coarse and it allows the water to go through, but it doesn't actually soak the water, not allowing it to go through there. So you want something that's very coarse and irregular, and you need to put it on about 5 to 7 centimetres thick. I've chosen a pine bark mulch because we're in highly alkaline soils and this will help drop the pH. Once you've put your mulch on, make sure you clear it from the main stem. Just helps avoid fungal diseases. And then, your final step is to give it one last water. And you're on your way to creating a beautiful garden. So how much water does a garden like this require to keep it looking gorgeous? Surprisingly little. When the winter rains start, you turn the retic off altogether. Around summer, you need to think about putting the retic back on. You'd need to water these plants once a week until temperatures get to about 34 degrees to 40 degrees, and then you can give them watering twice a week. But once they've established after a year, you can cut the watering back to once a week. You can't get more water-wise than that. So now we've created this beautiful native garden that requires very little water and very little fertilising. But it doesn't mean to say that it doesn't need a bit of TLC. It's really important to fertilise your native plants once a year using a slow release native fertiliser. You can liquid fertilise them when they're flowering, and most importantly, you need to prune them to keep them looking their best all year round. So now you have all the tools you need to create a great garden, enjoy this wonderful sunshine and make the most out of outdoor living.
LWP Property Group has 3 master planned communities in Western Australia: Ellenbrook on the edge of the Swan Valley, the Glades at Byford and Trinity at Alkimos. As leaders in creating sustainable communities, the team at LWP are passionate about ensuring a sustainable natural environment, including the front garden of every resident's new home.